Hey everyone! So remember how yesterday I said that while spinning I couldn't stop thinking about something? Well, looks like my fingers and voice are ready to do some work because I'm going to let these thoughts flow. As we are coming to a new year, I reflect back. Oh my goodness, get ready for some voice typos. I reflect back on how blessed I feel and how thankful I am to be doing what I do. Whether it's personal training, instructing group fitness, or exercise, cooking, baking, blogging, or traveling, it all roots from me taking care of myself to have the strength and health to do these things. I think so often people focus on external appearance or outside factors like working out or food to have control over some aspects in their lives. I will be the first to tell you that I grew up with dealing with control issues, which led me down a pretty low path at the age of 11. You can read more about that on the link that I provide. Although the years went by and I began to cope with the anxiety, thanks to my wonderful psychologist, family, and friends' support, these control issues still arrive from time to time. Throughout college, I went through a different phase each year, and that is what I feel I need to share with you all today. Maybe you are a college student feeling lost or someone who just graduated looking for your path, or maybe these stories will still hit home even if you aren't in college or in that mindset. Either way, I feel that sharing these honest moments with you will hopefully help someone out there. Let's go back to freshman year. That whole fear of the freshman 15 that in my mind was like the plague that you would just catch like the common cold. I used to eat a big bowl of cereal for breakfast and almost would brag about the fact that I didn't eat lunch. Then dinner, after an hour of cardio at the gym and doing 1,000 crunches, maybe more, was a bowl of rice and steamed veggies. I sometimes would snack on trail mix at night if I wanted something sweet. At this point in my life, it was all about being skinny. Looking back, it doesn't surprise me though. I was going through a lot of change, and I often didn't do too well with adapting to that. I was a freshman at college, living with a random roommate that I didn't really click with. We weren't mean to each other at all, I promise, just honestly didn't talk that much. Dealing with emotions of an upcoming breakup with my high school boyfriend of 5 years, not making many friends since I was basically just hanging out with his friends from high school, and also realizing that I wanted to change my major towards health and physical education instead of elementary education led to a lot of feelings of what do I do and change. A lot of this was happening, and the two things at the time that I had 100% control over was food and fitness. Then sophomore year, I completely stepped out, newly single and ready to make new friends, which I did, and I loved that part of my year. Not soon after, I had a new boyfriend and also decided to join the track team. Insert serious looking Kasey hurdling in a picture. If I could go back and really focus on being an athlete, I would. I loved hurdling and triple jumping, and if I'd trained more serious like I do now, then my goodness, what a change it would have been for the better. I was still struggling with body image, so if I felt like I didn't do enough cardio in at practice, say on like a lighter day, I would go to the gym and jump on the elliptical. Even typing that now and like saying that now makes my heart hurt because I remember that feeling. This was also the year I was realizing more and more that I was having major stomach issues. I would eat whole wheat everything, thinking I was being super healthy, and every night I would end up curled up on my bed in fetal position, waiting to fall asleep so the pain would go away. Oh, and pooping? Yeah, that hardly ever happened. TMI? Sorry, not on this blog. Gotta be honest to help others. Even though I was in a happier place with other aspects of college, I was still dealing with personal issues on the inside, not only in my mind, but also my gut. I came home for break and decided to go to my chiropractor, Dr. Dubiak. We did some screenings and basically found out that I had this huge cloud of gas buildup around my organs. He suggested I cut out gluten for 2 weeks, write down everything I was eating, and then see how I felt. I swear, within like 3 to 4 days, my bloating got better, the gas wasn't as bad, and although I wasn't having great bowel movements, like not like high five worthy, something was still moving. Right then and there, I knew gluten and I had to take a break. This sparked my creativity, and my love for making recipes was really coming through. The rest of the year, I was still struggling with outward appearance and losing sight of certain aspects of being an athlete. I decided not to be on the track team come my junior year, even though I loved everyone on the team, and a lot of good memories from that. I got a job at the gym and really got into more of my major, which was really exciting. I decided to focus more on the student aspects of my year. Junior year came. At this point, I was newly single after a rough breakup, but hey, getting your heart broken can make you stronger even if you don't see it at the time. And I definitely did not see it at the time, but now I do. I moved into a townhouse, and was really enjoying my major. I really wanted to take the next step into training and competing. I honestly fell in love with weight training that year. I loved lifting heavy, challenging myself, working out with my 2 good girlfriends. I decided to compete and honestly didn't have any knowledge of dieting, macros, carbs, fats, proteins, prep, etc. Even though my mom is personal trainer, no discredit to her, but it was a whole different ballgame. Went with a cookie cutter diet and listened to what other people were doing and just kind of made it my own thing. Before you know it, I was on a 1,300 calorie diet with hardly anything other than meat, brown rice, sweet potatoes, 2 tablespoons almond butter on a good day, and protein shakes and green veggies. Why? Because I saw other people doing this and thought that was the only way. I posted about this here before with this whole checking myself before wrecking myself post that I linked to. I suggest reading that. That really goes into a lot recently of what I've been dealing with overcoming the food restrictions and really allowing myself to eat more variety of foods that used to be on like my no-eat list. I've really come a long way with that, and I really believe in moderation and balance, and that was a huge post for me, so check that link out. Okay, I think I lost myself here. Okay, I suggest reading that. Yes, let me repeat that again. But back to the point, in college, I may have looked a certain way on the outside, lost 12 pounds, had abs, and visible muscles for the first time. Insert tan Kasey, with visible muscles for the first time and abs. Whenever I would do crunches, my abs would rise up, and I had never had them before. And I thought that was super exciting, and obviously that's all I cared about, yet I was still not happy with myself. Okay, back to my post. But I'm being 100% honest in saying that I still wasn't happy in my body. I remember looking in the mirror and picking myself apart. What can I change? Do I need to do more cardio? Do I need to drop my carbs? And on top of all of this, I lost my period because my body fat was so low. And I have to tell you that I didn't even think it was a big deal. My mom was like freaking out. Kasey, this isn't okay. You know, are you eating enough? Da, 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 da. And I would basically lie to her and tell her I was eating enough. I was eating healthy fats when I really wasn't. I was telling her all this stuff and basically just lost my my menstrual cycle because my body fat was so low. Okay, so back to this. I swear it was a constant mind game that I honestly don't regret, and I have nothing against people that compete. Let me say that again. I have nothing against people that compete. But at the time, not having any background in this type of area and just winging it to look a certain way really messed with me. It's like I was still struggling to find myself as Kasey Arena, but looking towards outward things to feel whole on the inside. I started my blog because throughout this whole time, I was still getting creative in the kitchen with the foods that I would allow myself to eat. I was in this battle of wanting to try these new things that I was inspired by in the blog world, but basically still sticking to the same foods I felt comfortable with. I look back and am so thankful I started sharing my recipes because that was my true passion coming through, even if I was the one holding myself back at first due to the restrictions I was putting on me. My senior year came after a long summer of now what? After you work out for hours on end, restricting foods and to look a certain way, you are afraid to go back. I was afraid of gaining weight and still was struggling to find my path. Don't get me wrong, my college years outside of fitness and food were so amazing. I love my school. I love going to class. I work super hard in school. I love my job at the gym. I love my friends. I loved our college town. If you can't tell, I really, really loved it. I loved school. This is me just sharing with you my journey to find my happiness on the inside when I was looking for those outward appearance happiness that it just wasn't working for me. And so this is what I'm focusing on. Although I love school, so don't get me wrong on that part. But my senior year came and it was time to get ready for student teaching, one of my favorite memories in life. And oh my gosh, please click these videos I have here with me and my Zumba, with me and my kids in our Zumba videos. We worked so hard on these dances and they blew me away. This is just a memory I will never, ever, ever, ever forget, and I love them all so dearly. Okay, so there were a lot of responsibilities this year with school. I decided to compete again, a healthier way, and I have to say it was a huge difference from my first prep. I really did incorporate way more healthy fats, more carbs, etc., And I did experience with paleo, but found that my stomach was still having trouble with digestion. And that's just me, okay? So I found that although I was eating a more variety of food, my calories were still pretty low. My mind was healthier because I was allowing to myself to eat more variety, but I still wanted that control over food. Insert picture that I just came across the other day that I honestly haven't seen in a while, and I'll go on. So I came across this picture, and I think this is what sparked my post for this week, and just different questions I've been getting and things. I think it just all comes together. And trust me, I don't regret these times in my life. I started my blog. I love sharing my recipes. I love creating, and I loved connecting with others, but still was losing sight of that healthy mindset and happiness from within. Once I started student teaching, I really focused on me for the year. I really did. I was single. I was just having fun with my friends. I was really, really focused on schoolwork. And I knew that, I was growing up and I was going to be making a lot of changes, and I knew I had to make a change mentally, though, in order to be ready for these other changes. I knew that I wanted to pursue something with fitness, and I knew that I absolutely loved helping people. I loved to work out, lift heavy, challenge myself, and that athlete within was always within me, always wanting to come out. But I knew that I wanted to do this in a healthy and strong way, to be healthy and strong, not just to look a certain way. I love educating others and teaching, whether it's through my blog, face-to-face, in personal training sessions, or just through interactions on social media. I knew that I was finding my passion with it, and I had to get my mind right in order to help really serve others and help people. I was working on fixing my digestion. Eating plant-based for a few months really helped reset my gut, and although I no longer eat 100% plant-based, I found that moderation was working best for me. Anytime I overdid anything, almonds, meat, beans, eggs, etc., my stomach was not too happy with me. But I found that for me, whenever I ate these foods in balance and moderation, my stomach was much more happier and could digest happily. I know this post may seem all over the place, and my voice could be all over the place for what I know, but I felt like I needed to show that in 4 years, a lot can change and you can go through a lot. I went from a girl who cared only about being skinny, hardly eating what my body truly needed to fuel my fitness, dealing with stomach issues, listening to everyone but myself, and losing love for a sport over outward appearance, to a woman who is now 24, listens to her own body, does what is best for her own digestion, tells herself that it's okay to have trial and error to find what works, allowing myself to have more variety of foods, even not so healthy foods, living with less restrictions, and knowing that as long as I stay true to me, I will be comforted in the fact that I am doing the best for my own body and my own mind. Listen, finding yourself is a battle within yourself. Put on your boxing gloves and let go of the worries and fears that are only holding you back. I was the one choosing to let these thoughts consume me that I put into my own head. And guess what? I was also the one to choose not to let these thoughts consume me any longer and take a step towards a more positive direction to live a happier life and love myself. For so long, I was looking to other things to make me happy, when the one person I needed to look to was me. With every passing year, I learned more and more about myself. I am so proud of my past because going through those times has led me, as my phone rings. Hold on. Phone ringing. I don't even know who it is, but I just didn't answer. This is the beauty of live podcasting. Okay, anyways, let's see where I was. Okay, with every passing year, I learned more and more about myself. I am proud of my past because going through those hard times has led me to where I am today. Going through what I went through helps me help others through their journeys and relate to their experiences to know they are not alone. Sure, there are days where I need to really dig deep and find that inner love, but I tell you, it's a heck of a lot easier once I faced my problems and made the choice to change my way of thinking. So often I see people worried about what they're doing or questioning themselves when it comes to their own bodies, fitness routines, or food intake based on what they see other people doing. I strive to help inspire you to try new things without telling you this is what you should be doing. My passion is to help and teach through experiences we all go through in life and using my stories to help others hopefully get to a point of being happy with themselves and looking to food and fitness as a way to fuel and take care of your body, not use it for acceptance of an outward appearance that you're looking for. Again, I don't regret my past. Through my 4 years, I am not against anyone who competes in shows. I personally was not really competing with anyone, though, but myself, and I lost my true meaning behind fueling my body and properly working out to be strong. It all starts with making the choice on your own to make the change. I always tell people that in life, I never got over something until I decided to face it head on. Look at it, wave at it, acknowledge my struggle, and at the moment, a moment of knowing that it's okay to feel this way is when the change really started to happen. The more I ran away from this issue, the more it consumed me. And I know it's not easy to always face something we struggle with or admit it, but I swear once you do, it's like a million kajillion bricks fell off your shoulders. Although I inserted all different kind of numbers, but I didn't know how to say that right now. I couldn't read it all at one time, but you get the point. So whether you are struggling with self-love, food problems, restrictions, or anything that is consuming you, I want you to try a few things. 1, take a deep breath. So often we don't do this, right? Breathe in and breathe out, knowing that it's okay to struggle and it's okay to deal with these emotions. We are human. 2, know that you are not alone. I share these stories to show you that I deal with this stuff, but it's not just me and it's not just you. So many people do, right? And there's not many of us that want to step out and tell people about it. And it's not easy for me to share these stories on my blog just because it's a personal thing. But once I do, it's like therapy. Like it is released and I faced it and I've gotten through it. And I know you can do it too. You're not alone. 3, face the struggle head on. It's not easy, again, to look at something that you're struggling with and face it and just say, hey, what's up to this fear, and wave at it and acknowledge it in your life. But write it down, say it out loud, scream it into your pillow, or type it to an email to yourself. Talk to yourself, journal it. And that's a really good way to get it out and face it. Once you face it, you can truly move on from it because you've acknowledged what's going on and you're not hiding from it anymore. 4, challenge yourself to make the change. Don't worry about what others are doing. Be you. Do what works for you and makes you happy. You have one guaranteed relationship your whole life, and it's with yourself. So why not work on making it a positive one? Insert quote of me looking off to the distance. There truly is magic in letting go of who you should be and just being who you are. Accepting others for their choices, being inspired by their stories, and while also owning your own story. We are so much more than just food and fitness. We are put on this earth to share our individual gifts with others. Let your light shine and be true to you. You never know who you are inspiring and how endless the possibilities are whenever you just let go and be you. Okay, so my eyes are a little blurry from typing this and my fingers are a little tired and I might need a hot tea after that, but I think that's about all I've got to say on that. I'm sure there is more. I am so sorry if that was all over the place, but I am so thankful to have this blog to share with you not only my passion with cooking, baking, and fitness, but my passion and motto of being true to ourselves. Always, you can email me. I'm always here to talk if you need an ear for someone to listen to you, or if you have questions or need advice. I'm always here to talk. I don't have all the answers, but I do have my own experiences, and that's where a lot of my advice truly comes from, different ways that I was able to get over certain things. And this is me just being myself and sharing with you all, so I really hope you accept that, and I am so thankful that you even took the time to listen to this, and that's about it. So please enjoy the rest of your day. Be true to you always, and I am sure we will be talking soon. I kind of like this whole podcast thing, so let me know if this is something you like, if you like me to read what I'm writing, and chat with you a little bit more. So leave it in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling, and we'll talk soon. See you guys.